Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. I'm here today to make the cover for my Eclectic junk journal. What's an eclectic junk journal, you might ask? Well, I'm going to take it as being a junk journal that you can put whatever you want in. There doesn't have to be a theme, it doesn't all have to be botanical or butterflies or whatever. I'm just going to put all my favourite things in it. Yeah, and I'm going to make it quite easy, quite simple. The cover's going to be made from an old book cover. I just haven't quite decided which book cover to use yet, so I've got a few here. I'll work it out as we go along. I'm also going to show you some of the bits and bobs that are going to be going into it. And don't worry, it's not going to be like when you went round to your Auntie Audrey's. I don't know why I've said Audrey, I don't even have an Auntie Audrey. And she'd been on holiday and you have to sit there for 3 days looking through all these reams of photos. No, I'm just going to give you a quick flick at the kinds of things. So first of all, I've got some vintage receipts. I am going to scan some of these. In fact, I already have scanned some and they're going up on my Buy Me a Coffee site. So if you don't have vintage receipts and you want that look in your junk journal, you can go and print those off. They're free. Everything up there is free. Donations are welcome, but by no means necessary. And that's how it always is. So what have we got? This is actually a French receipt. I like it. And yeah, I've not tried scanning that one yet. I hope it scans. We've got some Lloyds Bank paying in slips. We've got just random receipts from all over the country, all different years. That's 1909. I've been hoarding and gathering these for a few years, but I never use them. But one day we're always going to scan them. And that day has arrived. I've figured out how to use my scanner properly. So yeah, there's one. There's another one. Just a mix of different colours. Some I've picked up in charity shops, not many to be honest. Mostly I've got them off eBay. So here we go, lots of them, lots of different colours. That one, it feels like onion skin paper, that. I doubt that will scan, but I may be able to photograph that one. Yeah, there's that. There's some in there. There's another one. What's that? Oh, it's a postcard. Oh, this is the postcard I was looking for. I don't know how old this postcard is. It's basically all the postmarks used in Worcester, that is how you pronounce it, we'll talk about that again later, between 1844 and 1983. So I'm guessing it's from at least 1983. Yeah, I don't know, that's all I can say on that one. There we go. I've grabbed some bits of paper. I don't have any more of that. I used to have a pad of it and now I don't. So I've got a piece of the check paper, some Edith Holden paper that came in Happy Mail, some bits of handmade paper, some of the favourite pages from botanical books. You know, as I've taken them apart, and oh, I've just stashed the favourite ones for me. Got Ryder Cock Horse to Banbury Course. That's a fairy tale nursery rhyme book, that's it. This is a greetings card, it's a blank one. I think the card itself, it's from 2000, published 19... Oh, that is vintage, isn't it? Oh my word, we're in 2023, so that's vintage. Shocker. A piece of Braille paper. This is the only piece of Braille paper I own. Again, I received this in Happy Mail. And I'm sorry if I don't remember who sent me what. I'm terrible for that. This is some handmade paper. This was actually a photograph album. This is now vintage because I bought this brand new myself. A good few years before my kids were born. These were what you were supposed to put together to make a little ring-bound journal. I never made it. I've cabbaged the bits for different things. And I want to put those in. I want to somehow put those in as pages folded over. And if you can see, they've got the tabs on. Yeah, so I want to, yes, I'll do a few tabs with that. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. That's just a nice piece of paper with butterflies on and it's purple. A page from the Mary Thomas embroidery book. I don't know why that page is in. I think that's just random. Yeah, that's some more of those. That's a piece of slightly shiny paper. I just like it. That's actually a digital. I'm going to put money on that being My Porch Prints or Artie Mays. That was a leftover from a journal I made years ago before I started YouTube. And yeah, I had a selection that I could use for a cover image, and I didn't use that, obviously. Some just different coloured papers. Pretty. That, it seems to be a reject in most journals I make. It's going in this one. Some more. That's a piece of, I don't know if, that's not digital, surely. I don't even know on that one. Some lovely brown paper. That was from a vintage school book that I got from a charity shop. Ooh, that was, I did that after I watched a video by Kerry the Crafter. I just like it. I'm going to put that in. Another floral page. I love poppies. And for some reason I tend to save contents pages from books I got, because I used to sell the pages on Etsy. So we've got the contents page there. This is one I saved from a cookbook because my mum had this actual cookbook and it's got some of the favourites on that she used to like making. This is not the actual cookbook that was my mum's, I've got that. This is just another one I bought. Chocolate sponge sandwich cake, yumly. Chocolate log cake that I used to make at Christmas. Pineapple upside down pudding as well, so I've nicked that page as well. It's the Yorkshire, it's some Yorkshire farmhouse cookbook. Why have I saved that page? What do we like off that one? Oh, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4 buns. There you go. Very easy recipe to remember. Another title page. Country flowers of a Victorian lady. More title pages. That's the Mary Thomas title page. That's some more handmade paper. I don't know where that's from. More handmade paper. Some mulberry papers, which are yummy. These I found with my old cross stitch stuff. So I used to do my cross stitch in my 20s. I'm now 50. Yeah, so that's definitely vintage. I've not seen any like that for a while. I like it. So some of that's got to go in. Now, some Happy Mail I received. I love this fabric. This was from Sam. And yeah, I love that purple fabric. Love the bees. Some bits of that has got to go in. She knows I like bees and not beehives. And this is some hand-dyed paper she did herself. So this is the US letter size. So yeah. And I think that she says she'd done this with food colouring, yeah. Lots of different colours. So some of that's going in. I could even make a journal with the cover that came in. I've got some of my favourite scrapbook papers, mainly Stamperia, because I just love Stamperia. And I think they're a nice weight for putting in journals, the roses, and that one, because even though that cat is a bit grey, it reminds me of my Nala, who is just like that but brown. I've never seen a tabby cat that grey, actually. I think they've just made a tabby cat grey. And a few more nice little pages. That's more the colour of Nala. And I want to somehow try and put that in. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try. So that's that. Right, I'm just going to get all the papers off my desk and we'll have a look at the cover. And I'm back. So, my daughter's home now from college, the arty one. And yeah, I'm going to be brave. And I've decided to use this faded old book so that I'm then going to paint the cover. I've just tested a corner before I go gutting it, and I really like that. Yeah, what is this? A Wildflowers book, but it is old. I don't know the actual date. Is it from the 70s, 75? So yeah, and it's very faded, and yeah, it's just too faded, but I'm going to paint it. So I probably won't get around to decorating the cover. I don't know. We'll see. Because I'm not going to make you watch me paint it all when I get to painting. I'll do a bit of pausing. Yeah, because it really will be like watching paint dry, won't it? Yeah. So I've decided on that book. Because I've just had a discussion with my daughter and she's found me paint and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's a bit bright. But it dries a nice colour. I like it. So I will tell you why I'm not using the other books. Right, this was a contender. It measures 8.5 by 6 inches. Only reason I'm not using it is quite a modern book, and the spine it's nice and thin, but I would have to cover the whole book. Yeah, and then I don't know, the spine might get a little bit thick. I really don't feel like putting 27 coats of paint on a shiny book cover, although the size is perfect, and that will happen at another time. So you're not happening, mate. You've been fired. Like this one, I would love to just use this with the debossed cover, but again, I think it's got a little bit too much foxing, and it's got a little tear there. But again, that will get used at another time. And that is, yeah, that is the exact same book as that. So you buy the same book and you get these different covers. I expected that to be like that, and it wasn't. It was this old blue faded thing. I'm like, oh. So we know what we're doing with it. Now this one, this is for a project, and I love it. Absolutely love that. I love the colour. That is going to be as it is, but it's very narrow, so I would need to extend the spine, and I'd have to have a think about how I were going to do that, because I wouldn't want to cover that butterfly up. So yeah, that's again for another time, because this journal's more about what's going in it. And well, yeah, it is about the cover as well. And yeah, I've never really painted anything on camera before because I don't like mess. I mean, this paintbrush is giving me a nervous breakdown. It really is, look. Because my daughter's kindly provided me with the paint and the paintbrushes, and she's on hand to bring me water when I need it. And yeah, so I can live with that, I suppose. I've got me messy mat out. Yeah, I got a smaller mat just to do messy things on. It's already got glue all over it. From, yeah, I made a procrastination journal while I was just getting bits out to make this one. Look at that. I quite like it. It's made with the Nana's Roses kit again. The bits I had left over from the Be Summer Inspired that Rach and Bella Crafts did. Anyway, so first things first, we need to gut this book. It's one of those linen covered books, that's why I'm able to paint it. You can paint any book, but she's given me this paint. Apparently it's high viscosity and it will cover in one, and it does seem to. So yeah, I hope I've got enough to do it all. I'll be gutted if I run out of paint, but I'll just hide the bit I haven't painted and order another tube off of Amazon. So first things first, gut the book. Right, when you're looking for a book to gut, if you want to use the cover as a journal, that's what you're going to be looking for. One where the book, the text block, is not adhered to the spine. It's not glued to the spine, so you can cut it. Now, there's two. I like to try and cut it. A lot of people just come in, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do it. Depends what I'm after, and just cut down there. What I want to try and do is save this end piece here, because I'm then going to use it to cover the inside of my spine. Oh, oh. how easy was that then, eh? Oh, you can see the book. Yeah, the book binding cloth that's been used there. Oh, a bit sharp, that woman. Let's borrow our Becky's paintbrush. I weren't expecting this to happen. Wowzer, I've still got then the book cloth that strengthens the spine. The glue that stuck it to the actual book block is obviously a little bit old by now. I were not expecting that. That was so easy. They're not all that easy, I promise you. So again, I want this end paper. Oh yeah. Ooh. Let's make sure that one. Just going to come in here with a craft knife because this one won't come apart as easily. I want to try and cut the paper and not that book cloth. We're using that, we've now realised and decided. Right, it's not going to be as easy as I thought. This end don't want to come off as easy, does it? That bit of book cloth there is really stuck at that end. Ooh, you can see how they were made. Oh, it did it. It fell off. I had one of them, and wheel fell off. Ooh. Cut it with scissors, woman, instead of keep pulling it, 'cause you don't know what's going to happen. That could not have been easier. Ow. Wow. Look at that. That has come away. So that probably would have fallen off if I'd have, yeah, we don't need to put that back in. We can use that. Or can we? It's probably going to be too tight. I'll tell you what, I'll cut it down the middle. Yeah, it's too tight because that was glued. I don't know. It's thrown me for six, this. Because what I then do is I like to glue that to the inside where I can. This is nice thick paper. Then it saves you having to cover that inside bit. And then glue that to the inside. Ooh. Yeah, I am going to keep that. Am I? No, I'm not. No, it's going to be too tight, I think. Is it? No, it should be fine. Just leave it, woman. Leave it. It'll be fine. But look at that. You can see all the separate signatures of the book. How they've been... Is that... I don't know if that's... Is it a Coptic stitch they call it? That puts them together? I don't know. I'm aiming to do about 5 in this journal. There's about 15 in this. Anyway, put that to one side. That will get used. But that surprised me how easy that was. Very surprising, that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these two pieces. I'm just going to... I'm going to cut it about there. Yeah? And I'm going to fold it. There's no point trying to cut the first one nice and straight with scissors. I'm going to fold it and then I'm going to rip it just down there, and then you'll see what I mean. I still haven't decided. Do you know what? I am going to cut that because that is designed to be stuck to the book block, not that inside. And if I don't cut it, it's maybe going to prevent everything sticking together as I want it to. But I'm still keeping it because it's going to help strengthen my spine. I don't have to put anything else in to help strengthen it. Yeah, so that's cut. I will glue it down. So that is going to go in there. And then this next piece is going to glue over it. And then I've got an extra 2 bits of paper then to strengthen my spine. Wow, this has gone easier than I thought. So this one I'm going to cut a little bit longer and it's going to come up slightly onto this side. So I might just rip it for now and then I can trim it down after. Or if I just... Get your bone folder, woman, get your bone folder. If I bone fold it, it's a bit wonky, that, can you see? I can just still rip it. I will trim it at a later date. So that will get glued there, that will get glued there, and that is my spine done. I can then put end papers on that go out way across. I could put separate end papers on with some pretty fabric in the middle. I don't have to decide just now. Yeah, I like. Right, let's get gluing it. So I'm going to use, most people would use the, what's it called, Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1 for this. It sets my asthma off, so I don't tend to use it so much. So I'm going to use my art glitter. Ooh, maybe let me use Barely Arts because there's more in it and it comes out faster. So I'm just going to glue this bit of book cloth down. Oh no, you need to trim that off first, woman. Get your paper trimmer out. Yeah, I just need to... I tore it, didn't I? I need to get my paper trimmer out and trim it. Right, so I'm just going to bend it over. There you go. It'll go in and it'll trim. I'll take about yay much off. There we go. That's it, just so it's neater. And then I'll have that as the back of my book. And it don't really matter because it's going to get covered up with end paper. So yeah, crack on now. I'm just going to get some glue on that. I know it's going to come straight through, but somewhere in process it should stick. Oh, I got a big blob there, didn't I? I'm not right bothered how messy I get here. I'll just put some of that on top. Use any glue you want. Use regular PVA, it does job, but this will dry quicker for me. So I can crack on with next part of it and get video done. So I've been, yeah, like I say, I've procrastinated over this journal so much that I actually went and made a complete other journal. That's just crackers, isn't it? Absolutely crackers. Whee. What's that? Then I'm going to put it on this piece of paper around the edges. This is where its signature's going to get sewn anyway. And yeah, I'm going to do this with my clean hand. I'm going to work it into that crease a bit there. There you go, so it looks good. It will open and it doesn't wrinkle up when I close book up. Use your bone folder, you're less likely to put an hole in it with your nails. Because last time I checked, bone folders don't have nails. I mean, you can see it's a little bit, but I don't mind, because that bit's going to be covered up. We don't mind what happens if it's going to be covered up. That's the excuse I use when I eat something I shouldn't. Well, results are going to be covered up, so it don't matter. Yeah. Whee. That were a big wee, weren't it? Go on, flip over. And I'm just going to turn this around because I find it easier to do on this side. And glue that down. There we go. Work it into that crease. Don't press too hard because you can always put bone folder straight through it. Now that's come up quite a long way, so I'm just going to... It shows that books aren't straight when they're made. So it shows that everything doesn't have to be lined up to within an inch of its life, does it? Paper is very easy to manipulate. Bit like me by my kids when they want something. Yeah. I fold like paper. Like tissue paper. Right, there we go. I've got a bit of a wrinkle there, but you know what? I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. There you go. So we've got our book already. Now that's ready to paint, because that'll carry on drying. I'm just working that more into the corner. But, you know, I'm not looking for perfection. But I really need to get that stickiness off my fingers. Get a baby white woman. Right, now I'm going to do some painting. So, cover your ears. Water! Just requesting me water. Because apparently it can get a bit gloopy, this acrylic paint. And you might need to just get a bit of water on your brush. So that's what the... art expert has told me. Yeah, she's in the bathroom getting me some water now. Right, I think I'm going to need to put some paper down to paint on. In fact, I've actually got a piece of cardboard here. Here we go. I know I've got a mat, but I can't justify getting paint on it. Thank you, darling. And I've just got a little bit of water in one of my little silicone tubs. Right, I've got my paint. She says because it's nearly empty as well, I'm better cutting top off and dipping brush in. So I'm going to do it over this, so if I spill any paint, because I'm going to go a bit further down, she'll probably be shaking her head at that. Ooh, I've got blue scissors now, and I can just empty that bit out first, can't I? Oh, I can't be dealing with blue scissors, that's just never right, is it? Look at that. I'm going to be asking to clean her brushes after she's used them now, so they don't get painty handles. Yeah. Right. Now, where have I put them brushes? Here we go. I nearly lost them. So let's crack on. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do around the edges of this Yeah, then I will hold the middle while I do the back, and then I can sort of like put it as a tent while I do that bit there. I hope that makes sense. That's my plan. I don't know whether it is the correct plan. I've never done this before, but ooh, it does dry a little bit darker, this paint, and I'm assured that if it's too bright blue, I can go over it with another coat of something a little bit more dulled down. I get a bit mad. Look, I've gone a bit mad. I've started putting too much in already. I've been painting 3 seconds. Talk about don't have patience for it. That's me all over. Oh, even in the shot, yeah. You can see. So, ooh, I like this. Yeah, something's going to go horribly wrong with this journal because it's been too easy so far, hasn't it? That book came apart like it were wanting to come apart. I think I had to have gone top to bottom. Do you know what? I'm just going to turn this round. And then all of a sudden I'm painting it left hand side top to bottom. There you go. And I won't get my hand in it. That would have made more sense from the beginning, missus. But it's like I always say, why do it easy where you can when you can have some stress? It would have been nice just to dry brush over. But then that would have been a whole different look, wouldn't it? I think I can see what she means about sometimes you might need a bit of water on your brush. This is getting harder to... I'm going to go over what I've already done with water. Oh yeah. This is a really good paint. And it's not a majorly expensive paint, Pebeo. It's the same brand as that matte medium I love to use. I think it's a British brand, so you might not find it. Is it British or is it French? I don't know. I don't think it's readily available in America. Ooh, I'm just putting a bit of water on. I like it. I mean, I don't mind if this is not even. It will add to the look. And I don't mind if I get bits inside where I don't want them because I'm putting end papers on. So, yeah. Ooh. The only reason I keep going over bits is because I'm painting onto a fabric. Now, if you wanted this look and you didn't have a fabric covered book, you could cover your book in fabric and then do this. Or a lady I used to watch all the time, Zoe Tofield, they call her. I don't think she does so much on YouTube anymore. Yeah, she used to paint bed sheets like this with acrylic, watered down acrylic paint, and then I did it once, and it sort of stiffens the fabric up, and then you can attach that to your book, and it looks really good because it gives it that vintage look, because that is not, it don't come out completely even, and it just looks vintagey. Right, I think I've done most of that. I'm liking this. I could get into painting. Not pictures. No, not like that. So I'm just going to try and get a little bit in this edge. I'm going to pretend I'm painting a wall, and the edge that I'm going to leave, I'm just going to spread it out and feather it out, because we don't want no harsh lines. So I just want to paint what is the front, make sure that's covered enough. But I suppose I could go in certain bits and get a whole different look. Oh, that's gone, that now. I've used a lot less paint than I thought I were going to use for this as well. Up there, we need some more there. Get them edges done. Get that edge done. I resisted the edge to wear gloves, so I didn't get paint on my hands. Do you know, I quite like the colour. I weren't sure if I were going to think the colour were a bit too bright, but I love it. It's a colour that's going to go well with a lot of things I've picked in pink and purples. Now, I just want to do these edges. So this is how I'm going to do the edges. Don't knock your water over, woman. You've already had a warning from your daughter on that. Yeah. Telling me off. That's that. Ooh. Right. I want to go in enough so that... Dip it in other one, missus. Dip it in big one. You can't pick the other one up now, your hands are busy. Yeah, I want to go in enough so that it will look blue all the way up to whatever end papers I put on. But I'm really impressed with this. It's gone much better than I thought. I'm going to be getting every fabric covered book I've got out and painting it a different colour. I bet Becca's going to have no paints left before she knows it. She's probably somewhere in a bedroom now making face. No, she's not in a bedroom. She's gone down. She's in the living room. She's put my fold-away table up and she's doing some oil painting for a college course. They're doing oil painting. It's her least favourite kind of painting. She didn't even own any oil paints. She's only ever done oil painting for a GCSE using school's paints. So she now has some oil paints. And they have a really good shop at college she goes to where things are basically cost price. So I might have to go and have a look at that shop. See if there's what I want. Right. I think you get the idea now of what I'm doing. And yeah, that's looking good. It's not looking too patchy. Can you see where I've just done the edge there though? There's like a little lip, so I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, just to get rid of it. And like I said, I'm not going to bore you to death and make you watch me paint the whole thing. So I'm going to do that, the back of the book, get it to exactly the same point that the front's at, and then I'll come in and you can watch me paint the spine. So, 2 ticks. And I'm back. You'll notice I'm a little blue now, like a Smurf. Oh, little blue, yeah. If you're in UK, I don't know if you would have had it in US. There were from a book, but there were a children's TV programme called Little Blue. I've just put way too much water on that, but my brush has got very gloopy. Yeah, it were a little elephant, and the poor thing, apparently, he got in bath, and, ooh, you can still read that it says wildflowers. That's good. The paint's not sticking to that. Or is it? I don't know. Anyway, it got in bath with a fountain pen and it got covered in blue ink, and apparently it lasted forever. I mean, I don't know where he got that ink from, but I want some. If it's never ever going to wash off, yeah, it'd be brilliant. I want some of that for my hair. Well, I don't dye my hair, but my eldest, Becca, the one who's helping me on how to do this, yeah, she dyes her hair blue. So yeah, that would be good for her. Otherwise I'm just a Smurf. I won't start singing like Smurfs sing. Is there a bit more? Yeah, there were loads more paint in here than we realised. I could have easily just squirted some out into a palette rather than cutting top off. I really like this colour though. It is, what's it called? Turquoise. Who'd have guessed it? Turquoise. Ooh, it doesn't have a fancy name. Let's see if I can rub that out. I don't know. I might have to just put another coat over that. Yeah, I got a bit giddy while I weren't being filmed, didn't I? And got it all over my hands. I'm trying not to use too much paint now. I don't know why. Doing it like that tends to get it into all grains in fabric a bit better. Right, now I'm hoping soon, they're not that dry, are they? I really could do with just waiting. Oh, there's finger marks on it and all sorts. But it just adds to it, doesn't it? I think it's going to look like an old turquoise book. Ooh, that's the first side I did. Can you see the colour? It's drying. I love it. That's the one I've only just done. That's much drier. I like. Yeah. I may have to just leave it alone now for a bit. And I'll show you. I just need to do... I don't want to touch it. I can't touch it. I just can't touch it. Look, we just need to do that bit there. So I'm just going to paint over my finger marks. I'm going to leave this up as a tent like that. I think we've got all the nooks and crannies on the outside. That seems to be drying okay. I sort of want that covered or not covered. I should have waited till it was dry and put another coat on. I know this, but sometimes I'm just too impatient. Cover that up. I won't even need to put out else on the spine if I don't want to. Whee. Whatever else I do put up front, I probably will do that after I've got all my pages together, because I like to let this dry overnight before I start sticking anything to it or putting anything else on it. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So do you know what? I think I'm so happy with that. I'm wondering, yeah, I will come back. I'll come back and let you see what it looks like when it's dry, and to do that last inside little bit. Yeah, leave that alone now, woman. Let it dry, come back so they can see the colour, and we can do that last inside bit. So to you it's going to be like a second. To me, I think I'm going to go and wash my hands, decide what we're having for tea, and I'll see you in a tick. And I'm back again. So that it's touch dried just about, but I've just put more paint on edge. I love the colour. I was beginning to I thought the colour may be a little bit too bright, but no, I absolutely love it. Nothing else required for my base colour. Right, I'm just going to turn it over, and can you see it's just this last little bit I need to do. I've got a little bit of paint in there, so I'm just going to make sure I get it up in there. Get all my little nooks and crannies covered. I can come back and touch it up later if needed. And I'm wondering now if, you know the fabrics I showed you at the beginning and I got that butterfly fabric. I'm wondering how nice that's going to look. I'm just putting an extra coat on here where I've missed bits. It's obviously don't cover, well, the way I paint, it's not covered on paper as well as it did on fabric. Because fabric's sort of soaking it in a bit, isn't it? Yeah, ooh, nice. Like I say, I'm going to be digging all my other fabric books out and trying to paint them. I'll just have like painted books everywhere. Right. Oh, I've got my charger in now for my phone, because I've had it paused so long and it's still, the screen stays on, because I film on my phone. I don't think I will ever film on anything other than my phone. When I first started I was like, oh yeah, and I'll be able to get a posh camera, but phone cameras are so good these days. And I always say every cloud has a silver lining. Because my craft room is so small, the acoustics are really good. It's a small room lined with books and card and paper. So yeah, I don't need no posh cameras, no posh microphones. Right, I think I've got that all covered now. Oh, I really like it. Oh, I've just put my finger in some. Oh, I'd put some extra bits on inside. I shouldn't have done that. Look, I'm going to have to wipe that off now, because I just want to get that butterfly fabric out. I can't put it on now, because now I've decided to go for a painted cover. Like I say, I want to let this all dry overnight, because there's a lot of paint soaked into that fabric. Right, where is the fabric that Sam sent me? Oh, no, I don't know. No, I don't think that's going to go so well. But I do have other fabrics. I mean, I'm going to put it on the inside. I'm going to put it on the inside anyway. So, do you know what? Yeah, I think that is going to cover my inside spine. Yeah, I can do it. It's eclectic. It's all mismatched bits, isn't it? So I'm not going matchy-matchy. So yeah, I'm going to use a piece of that on my inside spine. I'll take it out and let you see it better. I just absolutely love it. Yeah, oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? It might even go anywhere. Butterflies, and are they pansies? They look like pansies. I really like it. I may have to put some in. I don't know, we could do a fabric page, I suppose. Yeah, we could do fabric pages, so that's going to be that. So I am going to love you and leave you there. I'll do another video over the weekend, I promise. I won't leave you a week this time. And I'll show you, I'll start putting a few of my signatures together, but then I'll leave a couple of signatures to put together with you and show you how I'm going to fold them and make them fit, and just add a few pockets and tucks and things like that. And I've got some more ledger papers to put in this journal. I've been doing a little bit of eBay shopping. Look, I can't put it down because there's paint. Look at that. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's a vintage cathedral journal. I like how on the vintage ones you can feel the lines are raised. It's got to be something to do with difference in ink from then and now. I don't know the year because it doesn't have one on, but I know myself, this is old. In fact, when you look, the postcode is just NW1, there's no rest of the postcode, and the phone number is just 6 digits. It's a long time since phone numbers were 6 digits. I think we might be going back to even 80s, and I don't know when the area codes came in. There's no area code there, so I might have to do a bit of digging to see how old that ledger is. So I got that one, and I also got this one. Now, if we didn't think that fit in shop, this is not going to fit. Ooh, look at that. It's an old school attendance book. And again, that's just some yummy paper. Look how yummy that is. That is so yellow and aged. And 19 something. Again, I don't know how old it is. These things don't tend to have copyright dates on, because they're probably not copyrighted. Woo! So that's that. So I will love you and leave you now. And yeah, I'll see you again over the weekend, and let's get some pages in this thing. So, bye for now.